months' time. Let me click on this. Yeah, I know she's also from Malaysia, but she married and also settled down in Hong Kong for many years. So until the time I heard from Elaine, she told me that she's going to give a Cantonese sharing of her own story. Then I found out that she has a special educational needs daughter, Leah. So at that time, as a mom also, at the time, as a mom also, I know it's definitely not an easy job to look after a SEN child. SEN in Hong Kong, they call it SEN. And also it will be very stressful for her, because looking after a SEN child is not that easy. A lot of emotional, we have to like manage and all that. So, but every time I see her, I see Elaine on Zoom training or Zoom workshop or any of the events. So she always put on her smiley and her cheerful face, never ever show a single sign of stress. So after I heard her sharing of her story, so I was very touched by hearing all her efforts in helping her daughter Leah in improving her learning difficulties. So it was once Elaine attended our Professor Lim's talk. The topic is on brain detox. Then she found out about NGF. So immediately after the NGF talk, Elaine decided to let Leah try on NGF. And surprisingly, so very soon, Elaine and husband noticed a tremendous improvement in Leah. So they noticed that Leah has become more responsive to them. So this really bring great joy and also happiness to the family. So they are so excited to see this fast progress. So now, without further delays, let's welcome Elaine to start her sharing, and also let's hear from her how NGF has created joy and also brought miracles to this family. Okay, welcome, Elaine.
Hello, thank you, Jenny. Thank you for your introduction. Very nice of you. Okay, yes, my name is Elaine, and as Jenny told you guys, I'm a Malaysian, and I have been settled down in Hong Kong for how many years? Since 2005. End of 2005. Okay, my calculation, the max. Okay, actually it's more than 12 years. It's been a long time. That's why I kind of like, I'm totally Hong Kong people now. But I really miss my hometown, especially it's been 2 years that I never managed to go back due to the COVID-19. So let me share my screen first. Okay. So as you can see from the poster, there is a mother wished to hear her child speak. Actually, my daughter, she can speak. It's just that the way that she speaks is not that I really want to. Actually, I want her to talk more, because she's just always just one word or two words, which is I really didn't get to know her very well and how she felt really from her inside. Yes, raising a SEN child is not an easy job. If you have a similar situation as me, and I really can share what you feel. But as what Jenny said as well, I rather to keep a positive thinking and positive think everything that is a positive then rather than negative, because negative won't help any situation. But with positive thinking, I can draw the good energy to myself, to my family, and to my daughter. Before I start my sharing, I would like to make a disclaimer. Okay, actually, this presentation is provide the informations. It's my personal sharing and testimonial, and does not recommend or endorse on any particular treatment. And if it's not intended to replace the advice that provided by your doctor. So if you need it, you definitely need to consult to your doctor. Okay. So here we start. So tonight, the story lead is Leah. Okay, Leah on the left on your screen is my daughter. So you can see this little cutie. And of course, on, on the left is me, myself. I'm Elaine. Okay, and I give you a little bit of a briefing of this daughter, Leah. Actually, Leah, she born in September 2009, 2010, which means next month she will be turns to 11. Okay, this is when I think back 11 years, oh my goodness, she's already 10 years old. Where has the time been? I mean, it's like every day happens, so many happening. I couldn't believe that she's already turned, I mean, she's going to turn 11 the next month. Okay, Leah, actually, she born in full term. Why I need to tell you this information? Because when you're dealing with like special kids or SEN, as you will always heard SEN from me, but in Malaysia they call it special kids, and I don't know what in Philippines, but just that you remember when I referring to SEN means the special educational needs, okay, which means the kids needs some special attention and special, I mean, caring, okay. So she born in, when we talk about SEN, the doctor or any therapist, they will always ask a question. Is she born in full term or preterm or whatever? So, but I can tell you, Leah is born in full term, 39 weeks. And when she born, it's like 2.9 kg. It's a healthy baby. Everything is very good. And of course, very joyful. I mean, bring a lot of joys to a family because she's our first kid, our first child. And during I mean, from since she born, towards like 2 years old, every time when we brought her to the I mean the pediatrics, it's like the record always, I mean, for injection, for the vaccine, etc., they're always written down very healthy and happy baby, and then we all happily going home. But at I think around 2 years old, then we have start getting a comments. The comments is from who? Is from neighborhoods, those amma apo, which means actually in our neighborhood there's a few babies that born in the same year as Leah. So I mean, their grannies, we brought down our babies to the playground. So those grannies, right, they will start asking me, do you think Leah got something? They didn't dare, they dare not to tell me a lot, you know. They just highlight a little bit to me. Then I was thinking, anything? What's wrong? Anything wrong? Nothing wrong. I don't think my baby got anything wrong. Then she's very quiet. I would say, no, not really. She's just being shy because Leah was raised with, I mean, we talked to her in English, and about our neighborhood is, I mean, in Hong Kong, the big environment, and normally people we converse or talk in Cantonese. The kids, those they are actually talking in Cantonese, but when Leah is in English, of course, there's some I mean, they couldn't like communicate or interact well, isn't it? So we didn't, but we still brought her to do some assessment, because there is actually is a nearby, I mean, it's a nearby center. But when we brought her there, okay, they said, oh, you have to wait for the full assessment, because this the child assessment center is the Pamela you there. Then actually when we are waiting, I know that there is a freelance speech therapist. I just get her to my home, and then she was do a kind of like a survey. She told me that she suspect Leah actually got some delay, but she couldn't tell much about that because she still have to need a full assessment from the I mean the professor, I mean the profession, like in the UDE child assessment. So anyway, by the time that we submit the application until that she really get the assessment done, is about 8 months later. And yes, the assessment told us that your girl, sorry to say that your girl actually got global delay. I said, global delay? Oh no, this is really all the new words to me. Is that I was kind of like enter a new places, a new world. All those things that I start, okay, what is the gross and fine motors? Okay, the speech delay, the social interaction, all these things. She was delayed. I mean, she kind of a few area, okay, the fine and gross motor, okay, and her speech, and thus the speech affected her social skills. So I said, okay, my goodness, 2.5 years old, you're talking about social skills. Oh, I was really like, this is okay. Anyway, we just we just accept what we got from the doctor, and then we start to get her to lining up for this. We have this government resources, which is the early education, the training center for these special kids. And in this training center, actually, there's a lot. In all around these Hong Kong places, yeah. And they actually provide what kind of service? They provide speech therapy, this occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and also the group in groups discussion or group play, all this thing. So okay, so that's why we still submit it and then wait for it. And actually the wait is really long. It's actually lasts for 1.5 years. But doesn't mean that we actually just sit there and do nothing. Within this 1.5 years, because we realized that, okay, later I will share more story. You will know that when from her like 2.5 years old and about 3 years old along the way, and then go to the kindy and then the primary, we actually know that, yeah, we accepted, okay. I know that there's a lot of parents when they heard from when they heard the child like something wrong, they couldn't accept. But luckily, me and my husband, we accept the fact very fast. Okay, we just know, okay, yes, okay, our baby is like that. Never mind, it's okay. We just accept it. We just try our best to help her, see what are the things that we can help her, right? So we hurry up, adjust ourselves, our mind, change the mindset. So we actually start, I myself, because my husband has to work, I'm a full-time, after Leah born, actually, I become a full-time housewife. So I start doing a lot of research, right? And we brought her a lot of, we start her ST, the speech therapy, and we start her PT as well, because she need the gross and fine motor train. And we brought her to a lot of outdoor, the play groups, a lot of activities with the parents, try to give her, explore a lot, to explore and to feel more, give her more stimulation. And I start get to know those terms and what should I do, what shouldn't I do. But within those years, I think it's when she was in K3 kindergarten, about 5 years old. That's the time that because as a mom, I'm a 7/24 with her. I brought her to schools, everything. I still stay with her almost every minute, okay, except for the school, except when she's school. For me, it was like, at the beginning, I accept the fact, but I thought that it's my fault. I will blame myself. I said, how come? Is it because I talked to her in a lot of languages, because I'm Malaysian. As you know, we Malaysian, actually, we brought up in a multi-language environment. Like for myself, my parents, actually, they speak in Hakka. You know, Hakka is a kind of a dialect, okay? So I can speak dialect. And at school, and I learned Mandarin. I learned Chinese, I learned Malay, I learned English, and I can also pick up Cantonese, Hokkien, you see, or Teochew. I actually raised up in this. So when I talk to my child, when she was in my tummy, I already start to talk to her Mandarin and English. So I thought that it's because of me, because the the speech therapist that asked me, why you talk to her in so many languages? Why don't you talk to her in Cantonese? I said, I don't know. So I was like kind of blaming myself. But anyway, from Leah, actually, I learned a lot. She's really my teacher. She's the angel, or she's the teacher that's sent by God to teach me, to learn, to realize actually there is a long process. I realized that I also thank you her. She made me to know myself more and to love myself first. From there, I know that as a mom, you really have to love yourself first. So to all the moms here, please do love yourself, because only when we love ourselves, then we can love our families. This is really true. Especially to those new moms. Really, please take my advice. You have to really learn how to love yourself. Okay, never mind. Yeah, since we're back to this, she started schooling. She started her kindergarten, and she went to this. Finally, after this 1.5 years, we got into the center, which is the early education training center. She started her training, all this thing. Every week is like 3 classes. 3 times I need to go to the center. And at this 2016, she started go primary, and all the training have to be ceased because that one is the early education. But we still continue her ST, her PT, the ST, PT, OT at school. We send, the therapist will go to the school to her and one-on-one. So when she was like on the 2018, right? Because global delay, okay. At first we never done we only done this one assessment at the UDE, the Pamela UDE Child Center. It said it's global delay, but global delay, it can be it can be developed into many kinds, you know. But we don't know what is Leah's fall into. So we actually engage a psychologist to run a very full details, it's really a full and complicated, to me it's complicated. The report is like over 20 more pages to 30 pages. It's a psychological education assessment. But and also a special section is for the autism assessment. The good news is she confirmed she's not autistic. But the bad news is there's no diagnosis from the assessment. What are we going to do? What do you mean? But do you know what is? The no diagnosis means like she's confirmed she's not autistic, right? But she's not also like ADHD. She's not like dyslexia. So how can we like focus on something? How can I write on the interview or any school application that what kind of a need that she wants? I couldn't write. There's no one word. Maybe it's a good news, right? Because she's actually she's not that, but she's also not up there. She's kind of in a sandwich. That time I actually didn't realize this one actually is so important until she need to apply for secondary. There's another story as well, a long story. Okay, but I would like to tell you about what is the SCN mean in Hong Kong. Okay, in Hong Kong, SCN actually got 8 categories, and these are the categories. Okay, from 1 to 8, I'm not going to go through it with you, but for Leah case, she would be 4 most likely. Okay, she would be 4 under the category 1, which is the special learning difficulties, especially in the reading and the writing and the speech and language impairment. She's falling into these 2 categories. So yeah, I hope that the following, I will share a lot of pictures with you guys, and I hope you just like this is very personal, and hope you really just listen to my story and don't take any pictures. Thank you very much. Okay, along the way. Okay, this picture tells me what, or tells you what? Actually, as I said, mentioned just now, there is a few babies that born together, born in the same year as Leah. So this here they are. Every time we will like play in the meet at the playground, or we sometimes will go to any one of our places, a home, and to have a play group, a playtime together. For Leah, she will always like an observant. She's not within the group. Even you line up, when lining up for something, maybe she was the first one, but eventually she will go back to the last one. And she will just like step aside. You see, everyone was sitting there, but she was just stood one side. But doesn't mean that, to me, okay, yeah, she's shy about it. She's very observant. She cannot, because of the language, because of they are speaking Cantonese, but she's speaking English. But she's always have a happy face on her. She always smiles. She always very happy. She enjoy watching people playing the games, etc. But it did tell me that, okay, her social skill with the peers, they definitely need to support, right? To tell her how. Maybe she don't know how to interact with people. So this picture tells me that, okay, you can see that this is, I think this is the first, before she start kindergarten, and this is a summer course. We let her get to know the environment. The kindergarten's more familiar with the environment, so we sign up a summer course for her. So there is just a few steps, the stair there. Then every time when she steps down a stairs, right, those mom will say, wow, I'm so envy you, Elaine. You see, your Leah, she was so careful. She's such a careful person. She would just slowly do things slowly. Even she stepped down the stairs, you see. As you can see, actually, you need to see the first picture actually is on the bottom one. Every step that she comes down, she has to almost like squat down. And then she need to push herself off and then put the legs down. She's scared to fall down, but actually this is not. She actually, the gross motor, her thigh, the muscle is very weak. She's not strong enough like other kids. I think probably other kids will just no already. I think within a few seconds they already run down. They already go down the stairs. But not Leah. So this is really that very, very significant. We know that we really have to support her PT. The muscles things. So I can share with you, actually, this is about 3 years old, right? 3.5 years old. Even up to like last year, end of last year or early this year, every time when if those staircase that she's familiar, like in our housing, in our apartment, those that she's familiar, she can go down confidently. But if those that is the first time, especially is a long staircase, I can tell you, she just freaking out and then hold my arm tightly. Mom, I don't know how to do. And she still cannot like one step each. She need to one step, then close, then the next one, then it's like, it's very slow. So this is but you will see her progress later. And this picture, this picture is actually showing that her speaking, something that actually affecting her speaking. Why? Because the muscles near the lips, the mouth muscles here, she actually cannot, since young. A lot of kids, right, they just love to blow the bubbles, but for Leah, with one blow, all the bubbles just come out, right? But for Leah, every time she just blow very hard, just the salivas come out. There's no wind that really can blow through the hole. There's no bubble come out. Actually, sometimes she feels sad or like, look at me like that. Why I cannot? And then she will just get angry and upset and don't want to play. Actually, it's all because, yes, it's all about here, the muscles here, that she need to train, and then it's affect her speech. Actually in quite a certain levels. This is something. Tell me. We know about this. we try our best to help. This is something that I think it probably not, I don't think can be seen in Philippines. I know that today got a lot of Philippines friends here. And this is also a scene that, you see, I also don't want to look at the picture. I think I better look at you guys. I look at the camera. This is something that I seldom talk to people, okay? What is this thing called? It's called the tongue acupuncture. Acupuncture, many of us know, okay, acupuncture. But it's not on your body, it's on your tongue. Not on the tongue, it's under your tongue. Okay, it's the places under your tongue. I don't know what's that place called. It's under your tongue. Okay, my husband found this treatment from the internet, and he said that a lot of athletes from Europe or USA all goes to this doctor and let her do the tongue acupuncture, and then they have a very good result. So it can stimulate or whatever. Even those people that with stroke or paralyzed, they also do the same thing. I also don't know why we can do make a decision. We brought her there, and of course, with 4 years old, when you see people, a doctor, actually the doctor quite a big size, ask you open up your mouth, 打開嚟. But of course, she won't open. When she opens, it's just a big cry. The first time she was like, she just closed her mouth tight. And you know what I should do? Actually, I need to squeeze the chin here to force her to open. And when she opened, and sometimes I think she already start crying. When the crying is when the mouth keep open, right? The doctor can manage to put the needles in. It's one needle, but it's a few pokes. It's like I think it's within 4 to 5. I can't remember now. Actually, I don't want to remember all this thing. I only remember that I put her on my laps. I need to grab her, and if I need to hold her mouth, then I got no hands to hold her. The nurses and my husband has to, one holding the arms and one's holding the legs. And then she just do that thing, the doctor. Okay. She did that. I mean, we did that for her. We did that for her more than 60 times. The first time is the first visit, okay, 61 times. After that, we sign up a course. The course is 60 times. Costs us 12K Hong Kong dollar. So that each time is like $200 with the few seconds, okay? And I remember the beginning half, every time it's just a big cry. I also want to cry. Even now, how many years already? Almost 6 years ago, I still get the emotion. I feel sorry for her. To me, it's a trauma. To me, really, I couldn't help to see. If you ask me, do I need to bring her to do that again? No way. Especially for such a small kid, I couldn't make such a decision. But we finished the whole course. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. After that, it's such a painful treatment to me. To her, I really don't know whether it's I still have to ask her. Last month, when on my first sharing, I did ask her. She said she still remember. But I asked her, how do you feel? She just ran away. She didn't reply me. And from that time onwards, I was start looking for, is there any better way to help her or to improve? And that's the time that I start looking around and really do a lot of research on the healthy or the natural way to help Leah. And Essential oils, we also try essential oils. This all natural. I mean, essential oil is a gift from God, and it did help. Okay, I can tell you that all the ST, you said the tongue, if you ask me that the tongue acupuncture is that help, I think it's help. She did improve, or for all the therapies or all the treatment or all the things that we try on her, she has the improvement, but the improvement is not fast or big enough to close the gap, especially in her schooling. You see, in her studying, in her learning at school. It's kind of like slow. Every time, my girl is very good. I can tell Leah is really a good girl. She's been trying her hard to work with us, to run through all those therapy. She got the improvement. Of course, along the way, a lot of emotional things, the cryings, okay, sometimes it's very hard to do. You need her to do a lot of exercise that she will refuse, cannot, or you want her to write on something. She said, Mommy, my hands, my fingers are so painful. Why you need me to write or write so many? This is, juggle around that, to push her a little bit or just leave it. I don't want you to suffer. The line is very hard to draw, and especially for a mom, I really don't know what to do. Sometimes if I push her too much, it's like she will start complaining and crying or throw tantrum, all this thing. There's a lot of this kind of happenings on this kind of situation. And sometimes you know that when there's one child that is like crying, and then it will affect their whole family. Then my husband start whine question about why, how come we try so many times, talk to her so many times, she's still like that. There's just like keep looping and looping. We didn't see any good signs. I mean, it is a good sign. I didn't see a lot of hopes. I thought that we still continue on all this thing. And this is the last report that from her ST, the speech therapies, is in November 2019, before the COVID. Yeah. That is the time that we have to really found a school for her to continue her study after she graduated from the primary. And that time, okay, but it's still like language disorder. I thought that my girl already improved a lot. She can talk very well. She can converse. She can talk to me and talk to person. Okay, but probably it's just because I know her so well that, but not others. I thought that she's very good, but the good is still, as what I say, is still not fast or still not good enough for her to fulfill the assessment or the interview from the school, from the application for a new school. So it was really a torturing time, that time. I was like thinking, what should I do? And we try so many things, but it's still not reflected in her study, her learning, because you're all affecting her. Is like people will ask what your English, okay, your writing, your maths, how does it? But she not even can remember the timetables. How can he do the problem solving, all this thing? When I kind of really, I'm not going to depress. I was really sad. I really don't know what to do, but I really hope that someone can help me. And also think that there's really something that is true about the brain, because that's the area that I really don't know. I don't know what can help her. This is all very personal. It's inside the brain. What should I do? But I don't know about, I'm not a science person. I'm just a commerce. I'm an art student. I don't know a thing about it. So the time, from my Singapore friends, Yin Yin, and I saw her post on her, there's a post on her Facebook. There's a talk about brain detoxification. And this title actually, straight away struck my mind. This is something that I want to learn about the brain. Of course, at the time, I don't know what's NGF. Okay, I don't know what's NGF. Of course, now I know what's NGF. It's about the brain. They will sure tell me about the brain, what's inside the brain. Okay, so I signed up the talk, and I really, being a good girl, a good student, at least I've paid my full attention to the talk. And within that 2 hours talk, I I consider myself, I really know what's the Professor Lim is talking about. At least he answers some of my queries. What happened? I think, okay, yeah, Leah might be this one, but after the whole talk, that I really have the gut feel. So I really have this the instinct. I must get this product, the product called NGF for my girl. I want her to try on NGF. I think this one is going to work on her with no more delay. So shall we start? Okay, but I would like to share with you about what I have learned from Professor, because it's about the brain. So about the brain, okay, the brain is all about this nervous system. And the nervous system, okay, let's go for a bio class right now, okay? The nervous system of a human body actually is like, we got this CNS and PNS, okay? That one is in short. What is CNS mean is the central nervous system, and the other one is the peripheral nervous system. That's why in short, we call it CNS and the PNS. And the CNS is the yellow color, as you can see, is the brain. I mean, the brain inside our skull and the spinal cord. To me, okay, I know that today there's a lot of doctors here. Sorry, I'm using my layman terms, my understanding, a housewife understanding to this nervous system. So to me, these two, they actually work together. They must work together for this nervous system. When, I mean, the PNS, which is throughout, is spread throughout our body, right? Actually, these are actually the sensory from what we see, what we touch, what we smell, okay, how we feel or how we taste it, and all this PNS, and then they will send the signals. They have to send the signals to our brain, to the CNS, and then they will give the instruction what should we react. So and the PNS, actually, they have this autonomic nerve system. Okay, I don't go into full details. I just let you take a look. It's all actually is a nervous system is a very complicated system. I can give you an example. All this actually is it's like a learning program. Yeah, it's that learning. Okay, for example, when we see when we're in the kitchen, okay, and there's some housework, I've used those things that are very familiar. There's a hot pan, okay? There's a hot pan. But if we don't have this, if when we touch on it or when we go near it, we can feel, okay? Feel is one of the sensory. We feel the heat, right? And then we will dare not to touch it, because when we touch it, we'll shut out. It's burned. It's burned, right? Then so next time when we go near anything that got with high heat or hot things, we won't touch it. We won't touch it. Just like the small kids when we are young, don't touch that things, yeah, it's hurt. But sometimes the kids, they were just being naughty. Why I don't touch it? They will still want to feel it. Okay, they touch it and then they burn, and then they learn it. So this is how the nervous system works. And the nervous system, the basic units is the neuron. Okay, here come the neuron, and this is something that I got exciting about, because now that I know what is this the nerve cell looks like. Okay, this is the structure of the neuron. As you can see, is actually considered made up by three main parts. Okay, our nucleus, the green color on your left, actually is at the dendrite, and then the axon terminal. Okay, on the right is the axon terminal, and then what the axon actually is connect with these two. This is the nerve cell. Okay, so when the nerve cell, you know that when you touch, right, when you send something, the neuron, they have to send the signals to the neuron that in your brain, isn't it? And then how they do the communication, how they do that. Actually, in between the two neurons, there's something there, you know. There's something that is called what? It's called the neurotransmitters. And this is the things that is very important. That's why I say that it's a crucial condition for sending a signals. And for human brain, or for inside our brain, right, we got 100 billions of these neurons. Actually, 100 billions is a lot, isn't it? But I can tell you, once it's got like attacked by, once the neuron got it was been have a big if you have like injuries or accidents, or you have got into drugs, or if you got some trauma, if you're in a high pressures lifestyle for a long time, you didn't sleep well, actually they will just die. You know, you will just diminishing, the neuron will be diminishing. So it's very important that for us have a healthy neuron. Okay, from here you can see that each of the neuron, they didn't touch with each other. In between there is a gap with them, and that's where they're sending out, they're transmitting the signals, right? They threw out this chemical. It's a chemical things, okay? And from here you can see that. So what is the very important things that for sending out the signals? Of course, I have to have a very healthy neuron, isn't it? Only when the neuron is healthy, so when they transmit, they do the transmission, when they carry out their mission, they will do well. So but in order to have a healthy neuron, you have to have this nerve growth factor. And this nerve growth factor, what they do, okay, is actually can regulate the growth, to help to maintain, help to proliferate, and help to survive of that neuron. So it's such an important things. Also, the other things to me, and I think the professor team, they also realize the neurotransmitter is also very important. And this neurotransmitter actually is made up by the lot of, it's actually made up by the amino acids and peptide and others. And if I mention here, you can see from the draft, right? Actually, they will turn into this like this the serotonin, the dopamine, and the last one is the noradrenaline. Okay, all these things, they actually is this thing. That's why I remember there is actually I heard this one, the serotonin is from one of my best friend in JB. Her husband actually got this depression, and I get to know that, okay, many doctors, they actually subscribe the serotonin for the person who got depression, and they will have to increase the serotonin. Then, okay, then I know that, wow, now I know why this. Now my puzzle, they can put on together. The picture is more clearer now to me. And Professor Tim, actually Professor Lim, she's from A-Star. That's the team. That's the research center name. Okay, they use this. They found that from this EBN. What is EBN? EBN is the actually is the bird nest, the edible bird nest. Okay, edible bird nest. Yes, the bird nest from a sparrow, the bird nest, their saliva. Okay, the bird nest that a lot of Hong Kong Thai they always need to eat every day, but not me. Okay, okay, so they found that this EBN, the concentration of the amino acids of EBN actually is very, very high compared to others. For us, compared to milk or the chicken, egg yolk, and etc. Especially also compared to infant formula. Why they compare to infant formula? Because the infant formula got all the best thing in there. Okay, all the things, the best for your all the brain development. You can see from the commercial, from commercial, from TV. And how many more? Actually, it's a lot more. Actually, it contains about like over 400 units of this total concentration of the amino acid. This is really a lot. I also don't know how come they can find out that the bird nest abstract, they got so many. They're so clever to find such a component, isn't it? And this one actually is one to tell you that just now, as I was saying, right, the neuron actually is very special. Once you lost it, actually they used to thought that when you lost the neuron, it cannot be irreversible. they cannot irreversible, which means that once they die, the neuron then died. It cannot be replaced. But luckily, Professor Tim, I mean, this A-star, the research, right? They show that NGF, the NGF product, actually can help to stimulate. They can help the whole production of the nerve growth factor and make the cell return to the neural circuit. So it's like, wow, people thought that once you got damage or what, you have to say bye-bye forever to the neuron. But Professor, their research said, hey, no, not now. Okay, we found that the NGF actually can help. It's really a good news. It's really, really a good news. Don't we need to say hallelujah on that? I do. And when they compare to those I mean, this is the diagram that from the talk. They compare to the medical. There is a medical standard of the same thing as like NGF, but is the FGF. The result that they have actually is quite. You can see the circle is the medical standard one, and the NGF is the green color. Actually, the result actually not far away, isn't it? But the medical standard one is really, really their cost is very high cost, but the NGF is far more affordable and reasonable. So here I would like to share with you more about what is this NGF. Actually, NGF is a special formulated product. Okay, as I said just now, actually it's really is an extract from the bird nest. And each tablet of the NGF, as you can see why they call it NGF, because it's very, very obvious. Actually, it's because we said that the natural growth factor in the neuron is important, isn't it? Because they need to keep tuning the cycle. They make it survive. Okay, they can keep like the grow and then make sure they can survive. And this NGF, this how they took the initial, they called it NGF. And this NGF, what they can do, they can stimulate the production of the nerve growth factors in our human brain. And not only the human brain, the human brain, I mean, they also can regulate and enhance our immune system. Why? Because they actually got other ingredients as well. And not only that, so it also can enhance the memory retention and prevent the neurodegenerative disease, such as the dementia, which is like the Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease. There's a lot of testimony I have seen or have been shared among the team that this is such a good news. There's a friend that the mother-in-law is having dementia, and then once she start taking the NGF, the situation is that it won't like get you better, much better, but at least it won't get worse. So at least this is something that is really, really help to the whole family. And then and people that we have, there's another friend, the mother also got depression, and then they give the mothers the NGF, the mother getting more happy. So it's not about just it's the nerve. That's how been mentioned. There's the what is it called? There's the amino acids that can turn into the serotonin. All this thing is very, very good for the brain, for the immune system, and for the memory retention, etc. And this is all which means that can enhance the autonomic system. Okay, on top, other than the bird nest, there is the 5 things that all plant-based for inside NGF, and these are the 5 things that you can see, like the purple chopped berry, the purple chopped berry. Okay, the sage extract. The sage extract actually can. Oh, sorry, I forgotten to convert the Chinese to the English. Actually, for the sage, right, it can help to for your help to strengthen your cognitive and your immune system. And what's the called on the white small flowers, the bacoba, actually it can help to strengthen your memories, and also can for this anti-anxiety or depression. So these are the things that they all together, they have this synergistic effect. So the NGF is not only for the neuron. Actually, it's once you take it, actually it's combined. It's very full complicated. I would say it's very a very rounded things that for your brain, for your whole nervous system, that how you regulate your emotion, etc., etc. This is a really good product. So after I get to know all these things, I know it's plant-based. There's no synthetic things, because I know that synthetic things is very harmful to kids development, especially for kids that when you have these special needs, that you even as a parent, you even need to pay extra careful on her diet, all the things that she eat or she use, right? So I did all the research. I learned what is this, the NGF is. I placed the order, and I go through everything. And in the end, okay, yeah, hooray, I got it. End of the month, end of the April, which means a few months ago. So I just straight away asked Leah, this is something, a new thing for you, because Leah did eat a lot of, not a lot. Leah does have eat supplements. The supplement that she has is always for the brain and for the overall immune system. And also very important is the probiotics. She actually started taking the probiotics since her 4 years old, because the moms here or parents here, you not only for kids, okay, for everyone, the probiotics is because our guts is our second brain. If anything to do with the brain, you have to really protect or take a good care on your guts. And probiotics is something that you have to take every day to make sure that your guts is healthy. I mean, the system there is balanced. So I have a very good, Avita, we have this very good life biotics is a probiotics, is a very good product as well. Why I say so is also very happened recently. Leah start a little bit. Leah actually take this life biotics. I think it's since June. We replaced it with the another brain. So once you take it, right, the happy thing is, the funny thing is, before that she used to only have food like once a day, or sometimes 2 days once. But after we changed to life biotics, right, it's like she has to go to toilet at least 2 times. And there's one day that she complained to the tutor that my mom changed the probiotics for me, and now I need to, every time I need to go to she need to go to the toilet more often. So I think the life biotics is really good, do goods for her. So anyway, we back to this NGF sharing. Okay, so once she starts taking this NGF, right, there is something that with me and my husband felt very different right away, very fast. Can you guess how fast is it? Actually, it's only 2 weeks. My goodness, we can feel Leah is changing. Changing in what way? Change in when she talk to you, is more responsive and more quick and more words, longer sentence, more expressive in her own feelings. I couldn't record that because we didn't have CCTV, or I couldn't record now, but this is something that me and my husband is really, we really thrilled about it. We didn't talk much. We actually WhatsApp. Do you feel actually there's one day that my husband WhatsApp me, do you think that Leah is different? I said, yes, I'm glad that you noticed that. You finally, you talk to me on this. Yes, I also think that, because it's just 2 weeks. It's so short that I couldn't believe. Is this such a magic? Is it so magic or so powerful? Only 2 weeks, we can feel the difference. I think she was like at least 30 or 50% improvement. But at that time, I was already, I can't help my happiness. And actually, I want to share, I want to start sharing. Hey, NGF is such a good thing. It's really do something on Leah. But I can't tell you. How can I share with you? I just tell you that it won't convince you, right? Is it? Is it like that? But luckily, I found that there is one way that I can show you her improvement before and after. That early this year, during February, actually she has this online English learning lessons, and we have this speech. They have this speech competition. All the while, Leah will never attend all this speech competition. Of course, I mean, not that of course lah. Okay, she won't be able to present it well, and when there's a lot of words that there's no way that for her to have this speech at a speech competition. But this is the online things, and this is not the school things. That's why I just signed up for her. We send out the video, and then I just want her to explore, to have the experience. What is the speech? She wrote the speech. Okay, who is the greatest man in the world? That who is the greatest man who is the greatest man in the world? She wrote her daddy. Okay, the father. So it's all her own work. Okay, she presented, I recorded, and we send it. And then, okay, that's it. This is the speech competitions, a special one online, not the on stage one. So then I thought that is case closed. But in the end, it's during, it's about April things, and somewhere near this, when we start eating the NGF. We say that, we received a notice that she got into this quarterfinal. She has to sit in front of the computer and then presented her speech again in front of the judges. Okay, my goodness. Oh dear. I didn't expect that. I need to get her to practice. Okay, but we didn't practice that much. Of course, there's such a short period of time for notification. We didn't practice. We didn't have a lot of time to practice. But so that's the journey, and there she got this quarterfinal. But when I received the certificate, it's from the China. This one, actually, it's a China Daily. It's one of press conducted by organized by a press. So it's like a quarterfinal to us. First time receive such a certificate from a speech. It's so happy for whatever, even that she just get this quarterfinal and got the third prize. Doesn't matter. It's already very happy to us. It's good news. And and I was glad that, okay, when she was stand in front of the computer and do the speech, right? I was very glad that she can just deliver the speech well, at least that of course, there's the pitch that has to be improved, but she delivered it in full content. And she didn't look at the lines at the time, at least something that stuck. If this is something that different, right? This is the improvement. And there's another examples that I can show the improvement of her. So she has this Chinese speech. It's on the also in April, and was recorded right before the NGF. She started NGF. Okay, I show you. Give me some times. Okay, this is in Mandarin. Take a look on her eyes. Okay, for those that you don't know, look at her eyes.
我杨送的作品是，如果我是一片雪花，拖着紧握。如果我是一片雪花，你猜我飘落到什么地方去呢？我再飘到小河里，变成一滴水和小鱼。 交下游戏，我愿飘落到花场上，对着螃蟹人望着你笑眯眯。我愿飘落到妈妈的脸上，亲亲她，亲亲她。 然后就快乐的融化。谢谢。
Yeah, 谢谢. Thank you. So actually, it's talk about if I were a snowflake, what I will do, what will I be? Okay. That's if you look at, just I asked you to look at her eyes, right? Actually, throughout the minutes, right? Actually, she was looking at the lines because I'm the one who holding the handphone. Which means the camera to record, and my husband actually holding we wrote in a big poster, a big font size at the back on my back. Then she was keep looking at the lines, and then then she delivered the speech. Because she cannot remember everything, she has to look at the lines. But guess what? After 1 month of NGF, 1 month, there is another speech competition. The whole school, okay, it's an English one. We have to submit another video again. Again, this time she has to write the lines by herself, and I do the recording. Let's hear what she said.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to share with you that I'm worried about the COVID-19. The COVID-19 virus is very dangerous. It can make you sick and ill. And many people died from the COVID-19 pandemic. The virus has been mutated and become even worse. If I were the ruler of the world, I would ask all the people to finish their vaccination done. I would ask USA, Australia, England, and China to deliver vaccines that countries that don't have enough vaccinations. Everyone is healthy and resume normal activities. No mask, fresh air, and can go holiday again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Guess what? She delivered the whole speech, okay, except the last sentence, okay? She really cannot remember. But almost the 2/3 of the speech, she delivered it without looking at the lines. It's really straight away from the mind. Actually, you can see I was so happy, I was like, my hands is like keep shaking because I was very, very happy. I was so thrilled. I think my husband also don't know why I'm so happy. Of course, she can remember everything, and we didn't practice. This is really that we didn't practice. The memory, the lines that she can keep in so-called the memory retention, right? It is a memory retention. She can do it. She did it well. So happy. For her, for me, and she got this trophy back. Okay, one is the Mandarin, and the other one is and the one is for the English. Okay, there's not only that. Okay, today, as for today, is 25th of August, right? It's already up to her 4th month. There are more things that I would like to share. We see her improvement. For example, okay, there's last month, okay, I brought her to this podiatrist because actually Leah got a bit of this scoliosis, and also what's they call, well, the English name is really what? Hallux valgus, which means that the toes was a bit like outside. When she walk, it's not balanced. It's actually affecting her balance. Yeah. So I brought her to this podiatrist. Normally, this is our first time. Okay, first time visit. Normally, I was always the middleman or always the translator for her. But this time, I was just, she was very nervous about it. She don't know what happened, what doctor will do on her feet. And especially when the doctor, when the podiatrist actually put the Scotch tape on her foot. on the scarf or this thing. Then she'll start asking, is it pain? Is it nervous? When you take it off, would really hurt me? All this thing. She start talking. She start talking to a stranger. She start talking to in a strange environment. I mean, before that, this is really impossible. She's very young, right? I think when you come to a new environment, she was very easy to get tense and like show the anxiety and dare not to talk, and was just looking at me, grab on my arms, all these things, just stick with me and dare not to talk. That's why I said I need to be like a representative. I talk on her behalf. But the day, guess what? She really can just straight away talk, communicate, keep talking, keep converse with the podiatrist. Oh dear. I was like holding my arms like that. I was just smiling beside her at the one corner. I just let them talk. And the doctor is also very nice, explained to her very well. No, it won't. This is a medical use scotch tape. It won't hurt you. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. It's I mean, you need to all the way we travel from to the Hong Kong island, but it's worth it to me. That day I was so happy. Even I need to spend over like the $3,000 or $4,000, but I'm happy to see that her improvement. There's one day, okay. Look at this. Okay, this is a Mi Hong Gui, which is a makeup made by flour by myself. Okay, it's my hometown. I mean, I'm having a homesick, so I made this Mi Hong Gui, and I was like in the kitchen. I served her first, and then she started tasting it. Then she asked, "Mommy, did you put the pepper in?" I said, "Yes, of course, I put the pepper." "Oh yeah, Mom, easy on the pepper, please." I was in the kitchen. Then I was suddenly, because normally when she need to say something, she comments on something, right? It's just, "Mom, did you put pepper?" "Yes." Okay, I think the conversation will be end there. But now actually add more. There's actually I heard more. There's adding another sentences. So say, "Please, easy, okay, easy on the pepper," which means it's too spicy for her. I probably add too much pepper in the soup. But I was like in the kitchen, I also very happy. You see, this is all the very simple conversation. Probably most of you guys couldn't feel how happy or how excited I was. I was really, we don't have much, we really don't have much, a lot of this conversation. You see, a true and for I say one sentence, I mean, we share, and then this is more on her sharing. You see, it's her feelings. So she share more on her feelings. And this is what I want. I want to hear from her feelings about her feelings, not just yes, no, yes, Mom, do you want this? No, 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 or yes, yes, yes. And this one is really also, I think it's last month or early this month, I also can't remember. Yeah, she put a notes on there. I don't know whether you can recognize her, can read her writing. I'll read for you guys. It said, but it was stick on, yeah, it was stick on near next to my pillow. I mean, there's a small table there. He said, "Both of you hurt me a lot, like a rock." Because we banned her. I think we banned her for watching or playing too much iPad or what. I can't remember. She just feel that both me and husband just stop it. No, cannot, no iPad. That's why she wrote this thing. Before that, she also sent us a lot of this kind of notes, okay? But the probably will be just both of you hurt me, or with some angry faces. Most of the time is a drawings instead of words. And this one, wow, you see, hurt me a lot like a rock. Wow, using a rock to hurt my it's kind of like a complaint, right? But I don't know. I'm happy to receive this kind of complaint. Am I silly? Actually, I'm not. You should know where am I coming from? Okay, there's another good one. It's really also happened recently. This one, stick on the door. She closed the door, and then I saw these notes when I passed by and I went on the way to the toilet. She wrote there, "You are unfair, Mommy. Okay? Don't teach me anymore." Okay. Just like I said, normally what I receive is the drawing. This is the drawing of the angry faces. Normally she would just draw angry faces with the eyebrow like this, don't like an angry bird, a broken heart. These are all the ways that she always, but now she wrote in words. And can you see, I think her writing is getting much better. I can see much better now. Of course, there is a spelling mistake down there that you miss out an N, but it doesn't matter. You say you normally probably she will say, I mean, before that she will say, put like you are unfair, mommy. That's it. But now he said, don't teach me anymore. She will add more. Okay, give me more punch. Fight me back. This is a good sign. Okay, my friends, this is a good sign. I'm happy. Remember, I told you almost an hour ago, right? The stepping down a staircase to her is a challenge, especially those stairs are very long, very tall, very steep. She was like scared. She was scared. And then sometimes when she was there, she just start crying. There's a few times, I think at least like 5 times, she just like burst out and then just cry and then don't want to walk down, but she has to, this the only way. And then my husband will start losing a patient, the temper. Then 2 of them are like fighting, and I was like, oh dear, I have to control the small one and also control, I have to I also have to comfort the big one, the old one. I can tell you there's a lot of this kind of situation or this kind of happening. But last 2 weeks, that's the time that we have to go back to Hong Kong Island to the podiatrist. We have to pick up the shoe shop. And we happen to have to go to this, this is the first time we took this staircase. See what happened now? Last time she was scary, and then she don't know, she was need to hold me tightly, and then every step she, mommy, wait for me. No. She will make this kind of sound, you know. Actually, this kind of sound are quite irritating. If you every day you heard it, actually you were very losing your control very soon. That's why I say she's my teacher. She's come and train me. She's my trainer, okay? Train my patient. Let's look at the video. See, it's very short. Actually, from the beginning, when oh dear, what happened? Okay, let me share again. I think the video is only 10 seconds. You are actually have seen that. Okay. Can you see my slide now? Can someone give me a feedback?
Can.
Because it's
Elaine can.
okay. Let me just very quick one to go to that slide. Yeah. Yeah, did you see that when she just go down, she was so I mean, she's still holding my hand, but it's okay. At least she didn't make noise. She didn't complaining, and she stepped down 1 step each. It's not like 1 step then stop. I don't know what's that thing called that. It's just we left right, but last time she left, then close the feet together, then another step again. Always the right foot. Yes.
You're not showing just now that slide. We are waiting for the video. Okay. Yeah, now okay.
Yeah, the video actually is already go down. That's it. Very fast one.
Oh.
She just come down like that.
I see.
Yeah. Because actually I was like, it's already the last few stairs. I asked her, hurry up, come and get your handphone to view this. This is a special moment. You see your girls is improving. She just walked down so naturally without any complaining, any hesitation, any anxiety. So but by the time that my husband run down the stairs and start recording, is only like less than 10 seconds. Okay. So what we have seen, what we have observed, Leah, she used to be like a snail. You know, there's a saying that like when you have an SEN kids, right, you like holding a snail's hand. Of course, the snail don't have the hands, right? But holding a snail for a walk. Snail already very slow. You want to go for a walk, it's even slow. It's very slow. You need a lot of patience to walk with her or walk together with her, right? There's a lot of patience, but now we can see her speaking. Wow, it's really, I mean, very powerful, getting powerful, even can fight back. And this morning, she's still complaining to me, Mom, you should make my breakfast instead of making cooking the lunchbox for Daddy. Wow. Okay, she's now I'm receiving all these kind of comments. And then we've found that she's more willing to participate, and her emotional control, like stepping down those or go to unfamiliar places, she won't easily to like melt down, and she can control, which is very good on the emotional. And also, of course, the memory retention. Oh yeah, I've forgotten to mention her timetable. Her school actually end June. That time she still cannot remember the whole timetable. Like from the timetable 1 to 9, she cannot remember. The best is only the number 2, 2, 5, 2, 5, 10. I think that's it. But now she can fully, the timetable is no problem for her. She can just write down. She has to write down. She cannot straight away like, okay, 4, 9, 36 like that. She can't, but she have to write down. Then she can remember that. I'm so glad to see when, because I work together. I just sit next to her to see her do the max problem solving question. I'm so happy. Even the tutor also say the same thing. She improved so much. So this is the improvement that we've seen. Friends, it's really so happy. And is this not that just a happy? Should I use joy? I don't know. I really have to sing loud, to tell everybody, hey, my grades improved. The NGF helped her. So happy. And now she's like a frog. I wish her have a more great leap, like a China great leap. I wish her to see more on that, so that she can do good in the secondary, and there's a school that can accept her. Let's see. Okay, I would like to share with more. Okay, when September next month. So when come to here, of course, the NGF, the price is not like, like $10 for 6 fish ball, like the Kale Yudan in Hong Kong. It's not. When I first see the NGF, the pricing, I also, okay. But when I compare to what I have to pay every month, I just give you an example. This is just for ST, the speech therapy for 1 month. It's already 3,600. Sometimes it even go up because it's according by section. It's already 3,600, and that one is her private. And there's also some, I give you these examples for those private, those centers out there in Hong Kong. For ST, the session is also just like 800 Hong Kong dollars for 45 minutes. If you're a senior one, it's even close to 1,000. So this is something, the price that for 1 month or one time for 1 hour. But with this the 3,600 or just say 4,000, it can already have this at least 3 months supplies of NGF for Leah. So to me, the whole thing is very makes sense. I won't feel, not that I don't feel anything. I think it's worthwhile for me to invest this to her, and it's a very reasonable price. So NGF actually not only helped Leah, as you can see just now, I show you what I demonstrate. It's really helped her, and also NGF also helped Katrina. There's one of the associate in Philippines. I watched her sharing her testimonial back in July, early July. It's very touching story. It also helps Katrina's sons. Let's hear what Katrina said. Oopsie.
So, kamusta po kayo? Hi everyone. My name is Katrina and I have 3 sons. Sad to say that my eldest son was diagnosed with ASD because at 2 years old, he was too quiet and too behaved, very silent child. Ang sabi ko pa nga dati, ang bait naman ng anak ko. Pero ang pinakamasakit doon, hindi niya ako matawag na mami. Then, his pedia confirmed that my son is suffering from autism. It was very hard for me to accept at first. Actually, there's one event that a very close friend of mine called my son autistic. From that day forward, I did not stop looking for a cure for my son. Then Avita came into our life. We actually became passionate about essential oils. Every night, I use oils on him kasi he is also suffering from GERD. Lahat po kasi, actually lahat po ng may autism, laging may GERD. So, ang mahirap silang patulugin. When I saw the positive result, so I fearlessly flew to Singapore to learn more about actually essential oils. It was also in Singapore that I first heard of NGF, that it was intended for the nerve. I have this motherly gut feeling that I have to try this on my son. So, week after week, I started to notice amazing results. He can able to look at me in the eye and say, "Mommy, love you." And then he also attend regular school and able to have friends. Actually, if I haven't met Avita, maybe until now, I'm still on the search for a cure for my beloved son. If you are a mother like me, looking for your help, looking for a help to your children, maybe to your parents or friends, you have nothing to lose on trying NGF or Avita products. I guess I can say that I give my son a precious gift, a new life, a normal life. As Miss Lee would say always, that life is a gift, never take it for granted. Thank you, Avita, and thank you everyone for listening my story.
Thank you, Katrina. Yes, I can really feel her, Yeah, just give it a try. At least we can give our child or our kids a hope, you see. And this not only that the love that definitely we pour into all we can, all the love that to our child, but why not just give it a try? If you have the same situation as us, me or like Katrina, give it a try. There's a hope there. It could be a gift that to our child. And it's also can give our child a dream that she dare to dream, isn't it? I mean, I really thank you. I really have to say, show my gratitude to Avita, because Avita worked with the A-Star, the Professor Lim teams. They came out this NGF. All these years that the time, the therapies, the money that we spend, yes, there is the improvement, but there's not fast result not that I need to look for a fast result. The more improvement, I need more improvement for her. Leah need more improvement. So I'm very glad that I met Avita, I met this NGF. It's really thankful. Thank you, Avita, and thank you, NGF. Thank you for having such a good product. Really, thank you. And I really look forward, our whole family, we can have more special moments, have a lot more special moments that we can keep with our family. So, and I also hope that everyone's, this is not only for kids, you see, it's for your family. If you have your the elders that in your families or whoever that is needed, just share with them. There is a product, such a good product that you can try. give it a try. Thank you. Thank you for your time, everyone. That's the end of my sharings, and really thank you. And I pass the time back to Jenny.
Thank you. Thank you, Elaine, for your sharing. Okay, Elaine, here I see Dr. Gail asking, how many capsules do you dispense to Leah?
Oh, yes. For Leah, she only take once before she sleep. Take one capsule.
Okay, one capsule, Dr.
Yeah,
Gail.
one capsule.
Yeah, so right now,
Let me
okay, no
see
more
the-
questions. Okay, so once again, thank you, Elaine, for your wonderful sharing. And so happy, so excited to see Leah's improvement and achievement. Yeah.
Thank you.
So to
Thank
all
you.
friends, to all friends tonight, if you or you come across any friends or relative or anybody who has special educational needs, children, or have some come across some nervous issues, and they are open to look for alternative to improve their conditions, do try on NGF. So if NGF could help Leah with such a great improvement, and also help our Philippines friend Katrina, so I believe that NGF could also help many more families. Okay, so right now, okay, in conjunction with Elaine sharing tonight, so we're giving out special promotion on NGF and also Life Biotic. Okay, as you can see on the screen, you can take a snapshot. Okay, so this one promotion for NGF, buy 4 free 1 at Sing dollars, $840 only. Okay, this is 5 box for $840, and do grab hold of this promotion and experience the effect of NGF. Okay, this promotion is only open for 4 countries: Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and Philippines friends. Okay, you do grab it by 31st, and the promotion is by 31st August. Okay, you take the picture. Okay, next we have Life Biotic. Just now Elaine mentioned, okay, just now Elaine, we heard from Elaine sharing, after taking Life Biotic, Leah able to go toilet 2 to 3 times a day. So we always say healthy gut, healthy brain. Now we have Life Biotic promotion, also buy 4 free 1. So promotion rate Sing dollars only 432. Okay, for other currency you may refer to this chart. Can also promotion up to 31st August. Okay, and then next, okay, our announcement for our upcoming event. Okay, tomorrow, 7:30 p.m., tomorrow evening, okay, we have invited the founder and CEO of CSC Brain Development Center, our PD, Alice Chu, okay, to share with us on this topic, transforming your life. So as many of us know, PD Alice has special passion for children with learning issues. So she will be sharing with us how she combined Avita product, this including NGF and Life Biotic, to fast track the learning journey of the children. So at the same time, also helping many families and mothers to transform their life via Avita platform. So do register in advance. So don't miss PD Alice sharing. Okay, refer to friends. You may refer to friends who have invited you to this talk. Okay, all right. So before end of our session, okay, may I invite everyone to on your video. Let's commemorate this day by taking a group photo. Can we invite Mary to help us to take photo? So let's on your video. All right, let me see. Okay, can put your heart emoji. Let's put our heart emoji for Elaine. All right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait.
How many pages?
2.
Two.
Hang on. More.
Hi, James.
And for printing. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Turn on your video. Quick. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, today we have 2 James, James Lau and James V. James Lau from Sydney, that's I remember.